welcome to my Beltane reading. I thought that I will pull some cards to see what the nature spirits wants to tell us at that moment in time, because Beltane is the festivity of the nature spirits, of the elves, of the gnomes, of the fairies, of the tree divas, all those angels of the earth, we could call them. Those spirits that are spirits of creation. In pagan tradition, there were fires all over and people were having sex in the fields where their fluids were put on the earth to revive the earth and to give the fertile energy back to the earth so it can be even more fertile, and give thanks to the earth for its abundance, and where the feminine is uniting with the masculine, and it is a very ecstatic dance of opposing energies of creation. And to me they are also the opposing energies of matter and spirit, and of physical and non-physical, because the angels of the earth are always in this dance with creation and things that die and things that are born. And this dance has a lot to do with the dance of the feminine and the masculine, because the feminine is the potential of all that is, and it needs this masculine spark, this masculine force, so that it can be materialized. Like Pisces is the all-feminine womb where everything just is, and then it needs Aries, it needs Mars, it needs this power that pushes through into life, that allows that matter can be created. And in Taurus it is like the birth of this creation, it is the celebration of creation. And I would say Beltane is a festivity where you give thanks to nature, where you walk bare feet on the ground and feel the earth and be with the earth and become part of the earth. Or if it's too cold, then put your hands on the ground or even on a tree and give thanks and connect and give thanks. And the biggest thanks you can give is to be aware. We sometimes think we have to do so much to be grateful, but to me I would say that the biggest gift we can give to this world is being present, whether it is with other people or whether it is, in this case, with nature, and to say I'm here and I'm present. And the cards that I pulled show me that the message of the nature spirits is that we should really try to be more in contact with nature, that we feel challenged. We feel challenged by the tides of life, by the things that come and things that go, like the moon. The moon has many meanings, but one of them is that with the tides that are connected to the moon, things come and things go, and sometimes the moon illuminates the whole night, and sometimes it is just dark and not visible. So in a way the moon reflects life, because sometimes we don't know where to go, sometimes things are in the dark, and sometimes things are fully present and fully alive, that it is always in cycles. Our life is also in cycles, and we are afraid of the dark, we are afraid to let go. And Beltane is in the middle of Taurus, and Taurus says there is an eternity in creation, and Taurus is the aspect of eternity. It is the aspect that says you can feel this eternity if you are present in nature, if you really breathe with nature, if you breathe with the earth. And we feel challenged by the tides of life. Deep down we know that we are just part of this impermanence. We know that we also will come and go like everything else. And the message I received from the nature spirits through my cards is attune to the rhythms of life. Go back to nature. Be part of the wind that moves the leaves. Be part of the water that moves back to the sea. Be part of the earth where you came from and where you will go back to. Be part of fire that is inside the earth and is up above in the sun, in the sky. We are just a part of creation, and sometimes we feel very lost in that. In my card deck, this card, Nightmare, is connected to Ariadne. Ariadne from Nexus. Ariadne on Nexus feels very abandoned, very left alone. Our deepest nightmare is to be left alone, to be left into nothingness. But nature says you are part of the rhythm of life, and if you allow yourself to be really part of this cycle, then you are just part of this constant change. Life is constantly changing, but nevertheless it is eternal. And if we come back into rhythm, we have forgotten the rhythms of nature, and these cards really remind us, come back to the rhythm of nature. And if you allow yourself to come back into this rhythm, you are part of eternity also, and this will give you peace. And this is the peace of Taurus. This is the peace that is connected to Buddha. Buddha is a triple Taurus. There is a stillness in creation. There is a stillness that is underneath all this coming and going, and this is the eternal spark of life. And those nature spirits are the part of the divine that work with creation and that work with the ecstatic forces of creation. So this is why they sometimes are called mischievous, because creation is a very wild energy and it is a very chaotic energy. And there are many myths that talk about humans that were lost into the fairy kingdom because they were seduced into the fairy kingdom. To me, these myths in a way talk about that if you are too much focused on the material, the magic of the material plane, then you are lost. Then you will not connect to the cycles of life, because the fairy kingdom is very much connected to the cycles of life. Nature spirits hold the field of matter. It is in their hands. And the message of the nature spirit is that don't get lost in the material world. Be playful with creation. It is like a wave. Sometimes it is visible, sometimes it is not. Sometimes it is visible, sometimes it is not. But it is just another form of appearance. If things are not visible or a living being dies, then its appearance is not visible to us that we are in the material world, but it is visible in other dimensions. And until it reappears again, find your own rhythm. Don't be too influenced by others what your rhythm should be. Beltane is an invitation to be in contact with nature. It is an invitation to get sexual and to get sensual, but also to unite with nature, to give thanks to the abundance of life. There is a movement that says, stand with the earth. Earth also is going through a huge shift right now and is in crisis because of us. So I would say the biggest gift you can give on Beltane is to stand with her, to stand with Mother Earth, and to listen to her, to connect to her, to root yourself in her, to ground yourself deeply, deeply, deeply into her core. This is one of the techniques of the shamans to protect themselves, to be connected in her field and to allow her forces to transform you, to allow her forces to be part of the magic of life. And I wish you a wonderful and blessed Beltane, and till next time, namaste.